Heart-related health problems affect millions of people each year. Maybe you're one of the many who suffer from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, unbalanced cholesterol, irregular heartbeat, or clogged arteries. There is a solution that doesn't involve expensive prescription drugs that only mask the problem and leave you with horrible side effects. If you are ready to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself, then you're ready for Heart and Body Extract from Healthy Hearts Club. Heart and Body Extract has a 23-year proven track record of using certified organic herbs that make up an excellent formula to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. In as little as 2 weeks, you can feel amazing results when your 2-month supply of Heart and Body Extract today. Call 1-866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
Did you know the Natural News Store saves you money on superfoods, preparedness products, and more? Visit shopnaturalnews.com to start saving right now on herbal medicine kits, Sovereign Silver, and our food superfood products, organic storable foods for preparedness, astaxanthin, chia seeds, coconut sugar, and much more. Everything in the store is personally selected by Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, so you can shop with confidence while avoiding GMOs, MSG, chemical additives, and other ingredients found in products sold elsewhere. Visit shopnaturalnews.com to get started on your savings. Orders of $99 or more are shipped free in the continental USA. And we have live customer support ready to help via phone, text, chat, or email. A percentage of all sales are donated to important causes for food freedom, farm freedom, and health freedom. Most recently, the Natural News Store donated $10,000 to help support the GMO labeling Proposition 37 in California. More donations will be announced on a regular basis. Visit shopnaturalnews.com.
Have you ever wanted to learn where you can get free food and medicine from the plants growing around your neighborhood? Or how to turn your own backyard into a food production center? Or even how to reverse cancers using the latest groundbreaking research in alternative cancer therapies? You can learn all this and more from webseed.com. It's sort of like Netflix, but it's for documentaries and how-to courses on natural health, food production, self-reliance, and other life-saving topics. I'm Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, and I created Webseed so that listeners like you could get instant streaming access to truly groundbreaking instructional courses. Our new program called Vaccines Armed and Dangerous exposes the total fraud of modern vaccine quackery. And our survival course teaches emergency preparedness, including skills like how to build your own emergency water filter. Explore over 100 valuable courses and documentaries right now at webseed.com.
Mental Health Exposed is sponsored by the INLP Center. The INLP Center is an online personal growth site providing online personal development courses, life coaching, and certification in neuro-linguistic programming. INLP Center is offering a free mini-course entitled 3 Soul-Stirring Questions to Reveal Your Deepest Self-Improvement Goals. Just visit them online to download this free course right now. Visit INLPcenter.com. More NLP, less hype. This is Mental Health Exposed on Natural News Radio with Mike Bundrant.
Okay, welcome to Mental Health Exposed. This is Natural News Radio, and I'm your host, Mike Bundrant. Here's a question for you. Have you ever gotten information that was helpful to you that seemed to come out of the blue? Call it intuition, call it a revelation, call it whatever you will, but it's information that seemed to come from a higher plane. Maybe it came from your subconscious. Or have you ever gotten information, similar information, that was helpful to or insightful about somebody else? And the information didn't come from their words. It's not something that you know directly. It's just that you got this information about them. Again, call it intuition. There's a lot of different explanations for it. Well, some folks are calling it quantum. In fact, my guest today on the show is Chiara Marrapodi of danceofthesoul.hypnotherapy.com. She is a quantum hypnosis practitioner in San Diego, California, and she's here to talk with us about what quantum hypnosis is And perhaps what are some of the explanations from a quantum hypnosis point of view about some of these phenomena where we get information that's helpful to someone else or to ourselves that comes from another realm? Again, there's a lot of explanations for it, and Chiara is here to talk about one of those. She's a quantum hypnosis practitioner, and she helps people to access this other realm where that information is available to you. So it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation, and I welcome Chiara to the show here in just a moment. All right, Chiara, thanks for joining us on Mental Health Exposed. Really glad to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks so much for having me. It's such a pleasure. It's wonderful to be on your show.
Now, one of the things I was really interested in talking with you about, I mean, you're a hypnosis practitioner, but you practice something called quantum hypnosis, which I noticed on your website, which is dancesoulhypnotherapy.com, and that's for Dance of the Soul Hypnotherapy, which is the name of your practice, correct?
That's right. That's right. And yes, I do practice quantum healing hypnosis. It's actually a technique that was developed by Dolores Cannon. And she's very well known for this healing technique and for really honing down into finding out what the person needs to know and finding out exactly for that person what they need to know at that time most appropriately. It also is a technique that allows people to heal, and they receive information that is quite astounding, both for the practitioner and for the client. And it is something that truly is a breakthrough, I would say.
Now, with normal hypnosis, which I'm familiar with, you help someone access a relaxed, sort of open trance state, and then that means they're more open to suggestion. They might be more open to receiving information from their unconscious mind and so forth. How does quantum hypnosis differ from that?
Well, I think, as you said, that is correct. That's the type of hypnosis that I was originally trained in. That's what I wanted to do, and I did do that for a while. But the difference I feel, and this is something that I found in my own practice, because I decided that, I didn't want to follow the script. I wanted to find out what worked best for the client. And so when I started my practice, I started to delve into different things. And what I found was that, yes, the subconscious mind, the one that we are taught as hypnotherapists, is the childish part of the mind. There we can go, as you say, we can give suggestions for well-being, we can change habits, we look at the belief systems that people know of and things based on their experiences and based on the programming that they've received from society and their family and that sort of thing. But quantum hypnosis is very different. It takes the person to a depth where they're able to connect to their higher self. And once you've connected to the higher self, you're now quantum. You're now at a level that is totally different to what anyone's experienced before. And you have access to information, so long as it's appropriate for that person and for their journey, access to information that you would not normally have access to. So if we think about understanding the difference between quantum and current mainstream thinking, when we were speaking, you mentioned, about duality, and this is exactly how the thinking is mainstream right now. It's positive or negative. It's yes or no. It's either good or bad. But when you start to go into the quantum, you're leaping literally into something that is spectacular, and you're connecting with yourself and parts of yourself that you would not have had access to before. So this is a life-changing experience.
So you're saying that we all have a part of ourself, which you're calling the higher self.
Right.
Which is a well-established term, right?
That's right.
Our higher selves, or we all have a part of us that is quantum?
I would go so far as saying we're quantum. We just don't know it yet. Quantum physics and mechanics is really starting to become a science that is in the forefront. And we're starting to see that, looking down the microscope and looking at the microcosm of things is good for information. It's good to understand how the cell works, the structure, how it functions. But if we don't zoom out and look at it on a macro level, looking at the macrocosm, the overall picture, then we're missing the point. And if we miss the point, we're only finding very little bits of truths about who we really are, why we're here, and what we're doing. So when we start to zoom out and start to connect with all these dots together and basically connecting the particles, which is what we are, we're energy and we're particles, and putting it all together and seeing it in that perspective, then once that happens, we start to see things differently and experience things differently.
So where I go with that is when you talk about pulling back a little bit and getting the macro, is I go to this sort of an example where, here I am going through my life every day and I'm focusing on tasks and, I got task A, B, and C that I've got to complete, and I'm focused on those things and I'm stressing. And there may be something I have to do tomorrow that I'm anxious about, and I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about what other people think of me. I'm worried about this or that. I'm trying to relate with my wife and my kids, and here I am in my little world.
Right?
And I'm focused on me and how I'm feeling, and sort of taking my own emotional temperature, and all of that. My huge underlying assumption is that I'm me and everybody else is out there and I'm separate and I'm worried about me and so forth.
Right.
That's sort of how I think a lot of us go through life.
That's right. And we miss out. We miss out on the fact that we're all connected. And, this came to me once because I was speaking to somebody and he was saying something, and I looked at him and I didn't see him. I saw what he was struggling with. And then I realized, oh my God, I had that too. It was at a younger age, but I was struggling with what he was struggling with too. And if that's the case, then we're all at different points, at different places, but we've all been through it and we all go through similar things. And that hit me. And when it did, I realized we're all connected. Everything is connected. And, we are unique. In certain ways, we have different gifts, we have different talents, and we have different skills. But essentially, at the end of the day, we are all connected.
So, how does that help? In other words, how does that help me? And again, I'm going to stay focused on if I'm caught up in my own little world and, with my own anxieties and my own happiness and my own, how does that, what do I care about being connected to other people or the fact that I am connected to other people? I mean, how is that helpful in a sort of a practical way?
Well, let's take a step back, because if we go back to the quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is Dolores Cannon's technique, when clients come to me, in the interview, they say, oh, I'm here for this. And as we go on, the interview can take some time because I like to listen, but I like to listen on a different level. I like to understand what they're not saying, because a lot of the information that you get, if you're a good interviewer and a good practitioner, is what they're not saying when they are speaking. And by the end of it, we realized that there were a number of things that they had come for and not exactly what they had said they did. And with the healing, the quantum healing hypnosis technique, it takes you through a past life regression. And you may experience 1, 2, or 3, depending on what's appropriate at that time. And when you go through that and you go deep enough, there comes a point where we speak to what they call the subconscious mind, which is actually your higher self. So you're connecting on a deeper level.